let's talk about 5 subtle witchy tips that you can do during the holidays. So in case you're in the broom closet, or if you have a lot of family around and you just don't want to get into the witchy conversations, what are some things that you can do? That'll be simple, easy, but still doesn't feel like you're shoving it all into a corner and not talking about it until all the people leave. So, first things first is to look up all the ingredients of your favorite foods that you're having during the holidays, or that someone else is cooking, or that you are cooking, any of that. Do a little kitchen witching if you can. This is one of my favorite things to do, period, and it also gets me to eat healthier foods when I like look up what are the nutritional and then also the magical connotations with those foods. So look up if you're having pies, like what are the magical associations of certain berries, or the herbs that you're using in your cooking, or that was used in a dish that another family member of yours made. Look up on all to that, and as you're having that big old family meal surrounded by all these different people, you can think to yourself that you're ingesting all those wonderful intentions and blessings that is given to you through the food that was provided by lovely Mama Nature. Second tip is to think of adapting certain blessings or prayers or whatever else to your personal path. Since I definitely follow some paganism, I love to look into things when like my aunts or my uncles at times talk about the host, Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, or whatever else. It's a trinity, right? So I think of it as mentioning of my trinities. You know, I think of things like thank you to the sun, the moon, and Mother Earth, or thank you to, I follow 3 deities, so thank you to Persephone, to Loki, and to Sobek. Or I will, you know, do a quiet little prayer to myself that hope that the chaos that is brought in by the year will not be too much that I cannot handle. Please, Loki, don't make it too crazy. Just find ways to adopt stuff, because there is, if you look at almost so many different religions, there are so many different coming of things, right? Like the birth of Christ is also for like Yule is the birth of the new year type of deal. Like there's a lot of things that can cross over, and so if you find those common points of whatever faith your family follows, and then you can look at it to your own faith and see what it could be similar to, and then focus more on the meaning of that, because it's definitely interesting where if I hear a lot of talking about Jesus and forgive us for her sins and yada yada yada, I get really frustrated at those type of gatherings, right? Like it's just like I don't believe in any of this. It's so frustrating that I have to sit here and pretend like I do. But when I found that I sit there and I go, actually the association of that to what I believe is very interesting. So talking about when people talk about original sin or something in my family, or that we're all sinners or whatever other nonsense they come up with, I sit there and go, oh no, it's not sin, it's our ability to not live up to our own expectations. I think of, hey, it's okay for me to overthink of what I can accomplish, or to be a little hard on myself, forgive myself for being hard on myself at times. Know that I am imperfect. Like that imperfection is a part of nature, and so I should honor that imperfection in myself as well, especially in my craft or anything else. The next thing is go on Google, go on your phone, wherever you are, whatever very holiday-like tradition that people do in your family, whether the fact that your very Christian relative has a tree up in her house, or the fact that they put garland everywhere, or the fact that they love bells or candles, or they have to have a huge feast, or just the fact that you are celebrating in December, period. Look all that stuff up to the pagan association, and then quietly laugh to yourself if they start lecturing you on religion about the fact that they are celebrating a very, very pagan thing that has absolutely nothing to do with their book. It is for me, it feels like a lovely little inside joke that I have with myself, that I now know why we use trees, and how actually there's parts of the Bible that doesn't like the trees at all. They're like, don't bring it into your house. That's what the devil worshippers do. And I'm like, you're doing the thing that your book says is a thing of devil worshippers, but okay, you please lecture me on the whatever. It's fine. I just keep that little inside joke to myself that so much of what people do nowadays is so much based on all in paganism of some way, shape, or form. The fourth tip is to look into the associations of colors with the clothing that you're wearing. Maybe you have to dress up and you have to wear something that you're not comfortable in to appear fancy or nice or whatever, or maybe you do enjoy the dress up part of the holidays and you get to doll yourself up a little bit and get a little different than what you normally do. And so looking up the color associations of what you're wearing, and know that that blessing or that type of protection or that type of whatever it is enveloping you in that type of magic that comes with that color. It's something subtle, no one's gonna freaking question you on it, and you can rock it and just go, you know what, I am protected as I put on this black sweater, or I am enveloped in the power of fire as I put on this red dress, or I need a good amount of white, lovely light energy to get me through with patience as I put on this white button up. Like whatever it is you're wearing, look at the color associations of it, because maybe you can't wear your favorite pendant on your symbol because it'll get questioned, but no one's going to question you just because because you're really looking into the color of your clothes. And the final and fifth tip that I have is, maybe you're out somewhere else on the holidays. Maybe you're not at your house, maybe you're somewhere at a aunts or uncles or far away or some distant relative you don't even really know all that well, and so you don't have much private time. It's really hard to do any sort of ritual to honor what you want to honor, or even just have a little bit of private time. One place we all have private time is the bathroom. So while you're in the bathroom, whether it's the lotions that you use, shaving cream, a bit of perfume, a bit of makeup, whatever it is, come up with a very simple protective sigil, or sigil for patience, or a sigil for embodiment of happiness, or to de-stress, whatever you want to come up with, and make it with that invisible stuff. AKA make a little symbol on your wrist with your lotion, or on your legs, or on your face with your shaving cream, or whatever it is you're trying to do. Make a symbol with it before you continue on with your cleansing or beautifying task that you're going to do with your makeup, whatever else. I like to do it with my foundation a lot of times just because I kind of splat that stuff all over my face anyway, so I'll do a quick little symbol on my face, normally, or with one of those roller oils or perfumes type of deal. I'll do a little pentacle on my face or on my wrist, and it just feels very grounding for me and makes me feel a lot more centered. And I go back to that as I remember throughout the day that, hey, this thing that I'm putting on, it almost feels like the lotion or the makeup or the little bit of perfume if I ever smell it. It just feels like a little bit of protective armor when I'm a little too stressed or a little too zoning out or whatever else it is. And because you're in the bathroom, if someone's not just gonna walk in on you, and you have a perfect full right to lock the door while you're getting ready, you put it on, you can then rub it in, no one's gonna see it, no one's gonna know it's there, but you still get your little protective element and or honoring element, whatever you want the symbol to recognize for you. It could even be your own personal sigil, whatever it is. And it's there, and you got it on you for the whole day before you go and wash it off the next. Anyway, those are just some of my very subtle witchy tips to get you through the holidays if you are celebrating with people that don't necessarily agree with your faith, or you're having to be just quite a bit more subtle so you don't have the conversations, because sometimes the conversations themselves are draining even if they know. If you have other tips and tricks for being a little more subtle with the witchcraft, or even more things that are very celebratory but a little more outlandish, because you can be a little more open with your stuff, comment all that stuff down below. Anyway, I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.